Hey everyone and welcome. In this video we're going to look at an article in the Express that cheered me up a whole lot, and I'm sure it will you.
And I do believe that we have rotten politics, and I'm not using that as an exaggeration.
The title of the article is EU humiliated. I love that word, humiliated. It's great, isn't it? Especially when it's about the EU. Poll exposes very unfortunate facts for Brussels. Brexit vindication. Brexit vindication? Wonder what they mean. The European Union was dealt a blow after Britain was revealed as the most influential state on the continent in the eyes of Americans, according to a new study. Yep, you heard right, Britain. Now, we all knew Trump preferred us to any of the other member states. He's got ties to us, hasn't he? But this is the American people that were polled, not Trump. I know, polls are trash, and I would be the first to say that. But here's the kicker. This poll wasn't conducted by the Americans. It was conducted by a German think tank, probably hoping that the Americans would go against Trump and pick Germany or France. As a two-finger salute, obviously. Wrong. The Americans are our brothers and sisters. They have a close friendship with the Brits, and you are not in that club, Germany or France. This is something we always knew before, but after the respect we showed Trump on his visit, yes, sad sack can, I'm talking about your disgusting virtue-signalling, argue-causing, pipsqueak mumbles. I was worried the Americans would be against us a bit now. Obviously I was wrong, and I hold my hands up. Our American allies are still with us over them. Thank you, America. You don't know how much that means to us and how much that'll pee off the middle class Ramonas and our gloriously bad opposition parties and our media and the EU. So not just two birds, one stone, it's actually lots of birds, one stone. Let's read the article and gloat at the German think tank's findings, shall we? The German Marshall Fund think tank found a majority of Americans believe the UK is more influential than Germany and France combined. Combined. Are you listening, Merkel and Macron? Oh, great. More than half of respondents said Britain, which left the EU earlier this year, no we didn't, was the dominant diplomatic force across Europe before and after the Lurgi crisis struck. The study showed 53% of Americans saw Britain as the most influential state before the pandemic. After the outbreak, the number dropped by one. By one. So they even think that our handling of the Lurgi is sufficient as well, if it's only dropped by one, doesn't it? But London was still deemed more powerful than the joint force of Berlin and Paris. Before Lurgi exploded across Europe, 23% of Americans said Germany was the most influential state on the continent, with just 10% saying France should hold the crown. Aww. They weren't even close, both of them. And after 27% backed Berlin, while Paris took a dramatic hit with just 6% claiming it is the most influential capital. The Marshall's Fund report said, clearly the US-UK special relationship is still shaping America's view of Europe. Yep, and that will never change. We are the dominant force in Europe, and we always have been. Prove me wrong. As Britain negotiated itself out of clasps of the EU, pro-Brussels politicians would often attempt to suggest the divorce would drastically impact the UK's place in the world. Well, that's not the case, is it, if America's saying that we're still the strongest when you're in a block still and we're not? Funny that, isn't it? In November 2019, Donald Tusk, the former European Council president, said Britain would lose influence in international affairs and become a second-rate player after it leaves the EU. I think you should leave all responsibility just for that comment alone. That obviously proves you haven't got a clue what you're talking about. He said, I have heard repeatedly from Brexiteers that they wanted to leave the European Union to make the United Kingdom global again, believing that only alone it can truly be great. But the reality is exactly the opposite. Is it really? I think we're proving you wrong at this point. Only as part of a united Europe can the UK play a global role. Only together can we confront, without any complexes, the greatest powers of this world, and the world knows it. Does it really? Is that why everyone's starting to turn on you? For good reason, considering you've been absolutely crap throughout the entire pandemic. Just a thought, it might be something. Have you ever started in the morning and looked in the mirror? Well, don't just shave in it, actually look into your conscience. Look into your own eyes, mate. No, you won't do that because you'd see the snake you really are. Similar theories were shared by the likes of former European Commission chief Jean-Claude Juncker in the bunker. The retired Eurocrat often claimed the English language would lose its importance soon after Britain's EU departure. English language. Have you heard this jumped up little fool? He thinks that our language is going to lose importance. It's the most spoken language in the world, you freak. In contrast, the same study in both France and Germany flipped the results on their heads with respondents backing Berlin. So they backed themselves. Well, there's a surprise, isn't it? In Germany, 63% of people in Berlin said the most influential capital in Europe prior to the lurgy pandemic. And in France, 64% of people said Germany wielded the most power. Wow. So in Germany, 63% said Germany was the most influential. And in France, 64% said Germany was the most influential. France, you really are cooks. German Marshall Fund said it appears that President Macron's effort to reassert French leadership in Europe have not convinced the French. Oh, you know what's happening next election, don't you, Macron? Especially the older ones, nor Germans or Americans. The fact that Germany is widely thought to have managed the lurgy crisis well may have boosted its standings amongst respondents. I'm sorry for laughing all the way through that, but that was hilarious, and I'm sure you will agree. Now, what's my opinion on this? I think it's great to see our special friendship we have had with the USA is still strong and sturdy, even after everything that's been going on to destroy our countries. It's heartwarming, and I'd like to say in return, thank you, and your unwavering trust in us is sent back from us tenfold. We love America. Trump 2020. Am I right? Right, so that's the end of the video. I thought we needed cheering up in such prospective dark times. There is hope, and it's across the pond for both sides. America, hold faith. We can help each other heal, honestly. Stick with us, we'll stick with you. But anyway, thanks everyone that tuned in till the end. I appreciate it. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell icon. Share it out, everyone, if you want to help me and the channel improve. Stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one.